This is Kaylee Anna Helton, and I am currently sick right now. If you hear me sniffle or cough, unfortunately I have COVID, and even though I'm not feeling good, I've just been really, I wouldn't say convicted, but pretty close to the word convicted, drawn to talk about some things that I'm struggling with, to be quite honest with you, and not just sickness, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And I'm currently walking slowly in the sunshine. I don't really just want to be laying down all morning, but the Lord has just been really speaking to my heart and bringing things to my awareness that I really need to be honest about, because I feel like there's so many people out there who need to hear this too. And I apologize that I have not released an episode in a while. A friend of mine actually, she spoke to me and told me that she enjoys listening to my podcast episodes, and she would love to hear more. And it really, made me think, like, wow, even though I probably will never know who's listening, I know that it's only Satan discouraging me from releasing episodes, because I feel like my voice isn't being heard and my voice is not really important, and that's not true. I do believe that we can use technology as a method of preaching the gospel and also just speaking truth into other people's lives as believers. And if you're not a believer, I invite you to listen no matter what. This episode could be for you. So let me first start by saying that I have been sick with COVID since last Wednesday, and I'm 24 weeks pregnant. Last time I released an episode, I think I was 16 weeks. I don't really remember, but if you go back and listen to my most latest episode on body insecurities, I think I say what week I'm at. But anyways, I am 24 weeks pregnant, and things are going swell. Literally, get it? My ankles are a little swollen, not too much, but definitely noticing a lot of changes in my body. Things I like and things I don't, and I think that's normal. With that being said, my desire to remain fit and control what I eat is still there. And I think if you are a new listener, this podcast is really for those who need to be reminded that we are not defined by our body image. We're not defined by what we eat. We're not defined by how much we exercise, or when we exercise, or if we exercise. We're defined because we are made in the image of God, and we have incredible value no matter what. In a world, in a society that tells us that we have to be a certain way, especially right now, I feel like there's just so much available to us. We compare ourselves with other people. We compare ourselves on social media, whatever that be. And it's hard. I actually just finished watching the Barbie movie that just came out. And if this happens to be listened to years from now, it's 2023, so this Barbie movie just came out, and it was a hit, and it's still being a hit right now. And quite honestly, I think it's a hit because of the message that it portrays. That we as women, and if you're a man listening, this also goes for you, we have so much pressure on our shoulders to be molded into a specific way. And Also, I apologize if you hear cars because I'm walking by the road. I live by a road, so I'm sorry if you hear cars. But anyway, what I was saying, we have so much pressure to be the perfect career-driven woman, to be a mother, to, if you're not a mom, you want to be a mom, or if you don't want to be a mom, there's this pressure to be a mom. And at the end of the movie, Barbie just kind of explodes, and she's honest, and there's such a mold, a stereotypical mold that we all have to figure out how to meet. And if we don't meet it, then we don't find that acceptance that we crave. And same goes for men. Your identity is so much in what you do and not who you are. And also who you know. And your worth is also in how much money you make. So a lot of men go into clinical depression when they have they're unable to make ends meet financially for their families or just for themselves alone. So with that being said, if you haven't seen the Barbie movie, it's fun. It's definitely all over the place, but the main message behind it is that it is so hard to be perfect. We were never made to be perfect. Barbie may be perfect in the Barbie world, but we as human beings were never created to be perfect. And the point I'm making with that is I've been struggling so much with trying to stay a certain way as I've been, pregnant. My body's been changing, my mind, my emotions have been altering. I've been trying to figure out who I am in all of this and who I'm going to be once my baby comes. And as I have been sick, I haven't been able to exercise. I mean, walking is exercise, but my cardio, my weights, I haven't been able to do that. And most of the time I'm sulking and all I want is ice cream because my throat is really hurting. So then I eat a lot of ice cream and I get sulky because I feel fat. And there's just a cycle. And oh my gosh, this is not the end of the world. There's so many people out there who are going through so much right now. This is nothing. But to me it is, because I have a really hard time feeling like I can't go and do things. I hate being confined into my room. I hate not being able to move my body and enjoy walking or running or just regular activities like going to the store. I've been so fatigued I can't do those things. And I have recently remembered, even this Sunday morning, a prayer that I prayed to the Lord. And I asked him, Father, please reveal to me what my idol is. Speak to me and tell me what I am putting first in my life. And friends, maybe this is God's way of telling me what that idol is. And that idol is self-preservation. It can look like waking up in the morning and going to the gym out of fear, because if I don't, then I'm not going to remain trim and fit. And it looks like making sure I'm not overeating certain meals or only having a certain amount of food per meal, whatever. It's declining from, partaking in an activity because I'm afraid that if I do that thing, I won't stay the way I am. So self-preservation, that's what it looks like for me. It could look like, a drug addiction for you. It could look like a sex addiction for you. It could look like a porn addiction. It could look like a substance whatever. It doesn't have to be an eating / body insecurity problem. That is mine. That's my struggle, my weakness, the thorn in my flesh. And being pregnant makes it more difficult because there are things I can't control. And I know my body's moving and adjusting for a child, and that's a blessing. But it still is hard to see my body change and to see the numbers go up on the scale. And I used to calorie count all the time when I was in high school. And I'm starting to do it again, friends. I'm sorry that I have to admit that, and it's because I feel shamed. I enjoy something and then I feel shamed about it. It's horrible. It's not of God. So, I just wanted to share this because I feel like somebody out there needs to know they're not alone. We were not made to be slaves to our idols. And this sickness has really brought this to my awareness that I am a slave to feeling the need to preserve. Yeah. Not perseverance, preserve myself and to stay a certain way in order to feel loved. Now, I'm not a counselor, and I never really thought I could be a counselor because I'm such an emotional person. But I would say that there's a root issue. I'm not sure what that is for you, but my root issue is I've always struggled to feel loved. I've always struggled to feel accepted. I've always struggled to feel valued outside of, how I look, what I do. I've always been an achievement-oriented person, and when I feel like I haven't achieved it all, I feel really bad about myself. And there's a lot of things about pregnancy, that you really have to be aware of. Like, I can't just go and run a half marathon at 24 weeks. Maybe some women can, but I personally can't right now. So whatever your idol is, whatever you're having a hard time letting go at the feet of Jesus, I pray that you can really think about what that is today. I pray that the Lord would remind you that you are not that thing. You are not that stronghold. And you can confess whatever it is to a friend. You can confess whatever you're struggling with to God, obviously, because He's the one who's going to heal you. And it may not be instant, and it may not be the healing you want, but it's the healing that you'll need. And I'm not saying I'm finished. I'm not saying that my healing is completely there, but I'm a lot better than I was. And we're all evolving slowly but surely into the image of Christ if we give our lives to Him. And if you haven't given your life to Christ, all you have to do is just get down on your knees and confess to the Lord that you are in need of Him, and that you're the Savior in your life, and that you want to follow Him, and you're going to let go of control. You're going to let go of the uncertainty, and you're going to let Him be your first. When you give your life to Christ, and it's not just this one thing that you say today, but it's a decision that you make every single day, you will find freedom. And it's a beautiful thing. I was in a very dark place when I was in college, and I was trying so hard to find myself in what I was doing and how people viewed me. I lost sight of the fact that the only person, well, I guess God isn't a person, but the only one who matters the most, who cares about me the most, the one that I need to prove myself to is God. I'm about to cross the street, so sorry if you hear any cars. But with that being said, friend, please don't hesitate if you need to reach out. And if you've given your life to Christ, praise the Lord. All of the angels in heaven are rejoicing. And I'm rejoicing too, because that is such a big deal. My email is Kailee, Kailee Martin, Martin cast.net. Please do not hesitate if you want to share that you've given your life to Christ. And if you have any more questions, well, that's a wrap. I'm not going to, talk anymore because I'm not feeling that great and I don't want to accidentally, say anything that's just ridiculous because my brain is a little foggy right now. But thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I pray that the Lord continues to work in your heart and your life. And with all of that being said, may God bless you. Have a wonderful day.